Welcome to our practice this morning. Today I'm joined with my good friend Zahir and Amir. We're going to work on things related to the ankle and everything that attaches to the ankle. Um, I've had ankle pain before when I was doing a lot of labor work and walking a lot. And yeah, when the ankle is in trouble, you feel it every step. So the ankle is going to be a muscle that is, or a joint that is connected to several muscles, including the calf muscle. And the calf muscle gets tight because the quads and the hamstrings are tight. And these guys are tight because the lower back is tight and the abdominals have become weakened. So we're going to take a holistic view, holistic approach in addressing ankle pain. So we're going to first begin with a little warm-up and sit in easy pose. Easy pose is where one foot is in front of the other. Going to anchor ourselves onto the mat. Imagine that we're a tree that is rooting into the ground. We're going to straighten our spine, bring our hands to our sternum, and then bring the hands to our shoulders to widen our shoulders. And then imagine that our head is like a float on water. So there's no tension in our neck. And while keeping our shoulders broad and our back straight, we're going to bring our palms to our knees. Now, before we start moving our bodies, I want to bring emphasis to our breath. Oftentimes in the beginning, when we start doing yoga and the different poses, we start clenching our jaws, we start holding our breath. And the idea is to breathe deeply, diaphragmatically, while doing the yoga practice. So bring one hand to your belly, and we're going to take a deep inhale with our nose and inflate our belly as we take a deep inhale. So 1, 2, 3, inhale. And exhale with the nostrils and deflate your belly. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. We want to try to keep our chest still in the beginning and only inflate and deflate the belly. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inflate the belly. And exhale. Take the biggest inhale you've taken all day, starting with the belly. Deep inhale. And exhale. When you take those deep breaths, you'll feel that edge where your diaphragm stretches and some of your muscles stretch. So let's do that 3 more times, really vigorous and the deepest breath we've ever taken on this day. Inflate the belly. Recommit to straightening our posture. Deep inhale. And exhale. All right, now that we've gotten some oxygen into our blood, we've raised our heartbeat a little bit, let's go ahead and get into tabletop position. And from here, I'm going to get into a plank. Just going to fire up the core, bring our butt down so that it'll engage our abdominal muscles. And from here, we're going to warm up our ankles and our hamstrings by walking our feet forward and then coming up slowly, slowly, slowly. Take a deep inhale, bring our hands up. shine our chest up to the sky and come back down. Exhale. And from here, walk our feet back into plank pose. So go ahead and do this 3 to 5 more times at your own pace. Anytime you come into plank pose, you won't want your butt to stick up like that. We want to be like a board, like a plank. Exhale on the way down. Breathe as you come into plank. Exhale as you come up. Inhale on your way up. And exhale. Now, if you want to add a challenge, what you can do is you can hop. And inhale on the way up. And exhale down. Even from down here, you can hop to the plank and hop back. Well done. And come back. Excellent work. How's the heartbeat? Going up? Cool. Feeling some heat in the body? All right. Let's widen our stance a little bit wider than our hips. And we'll kind of splay our feet outward. And we're going to begin with sets of 25 squats to get some heat generated, to get our core and our legs warmed up. And then we'll start stretching things out. All right, so I'm going to turn to the side so you can see proper form. But what we want to do is we want to aspire to keep our back straight, and we want to hinge our hips. It starts to send the hips backwards. So we don't want to do this. What we want to do is hinge the hips, send them back, and that'll send you downward, and then to come back up. Ready? All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is great for addressing knee pain. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Keep the back straight. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Inhale on the way down and exhale up. There you go. 22, 23, 24, and 25. Whew, good job. How's the heartbeat? It's going up. All right. We're going to play with balance a little bit as our heart rate comes down. Go ahead and place your hands on your hips, lean your weight on your left foot, and then with your right foot, raise your heel and place it on your left ankle. Just play with balance. Now, if this is good enough, this is challenging enough, you're welcome to hang out here. But if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, you can place your foot on your calf muscle. If you want to make it even more challenging, you can raise your foot and place it on your left thigh, inner thigh. And you'll notice all the shifting that your feet do while standing. Yeah, one thing you want to be careful not to do is to place your foot on your knee. All right, heart rate's down. We've had a little moment to catch our breath, and we're going to go back to 25. Ready? Again, focus on hinging the hip as opposed to coming down like this. Imagine that there's like a little laser on your chest, and you're trying to shoot it straight the whole time. Cool? And same with our neck. There's a tendency to drop it. So imagine there's a laser. Shoot your laser forward with your chest, and then keep it that way by hinging the hips on the way down. All right, you gonna count us? Sure. Let's do it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I dropped my laser for a second there. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And 25. Nice. Oh, okay. So now we're going to bring our hands to our hips again. I'm going to lean to my right side, shift my weight over to my right foot. I'm going to bring my heel onto my left ankle. Just going to hang out here and feel all the shifting muscles. And then what you can do if this is good enough for you, you're good. But if you want to add a bit more of a challenge, you can raise your left foot onto your right calf muscle, or you can lift it up higher and place it on your right inner thigh. Oh, I'm a little bit out of practice, but that's okay. It's okay. These are the 3 stages. Every pose has a beginner's and an intermediate, but it's not, instead of thinking of it as like beginners or advanced, it's more like where your body needs to be right now in order to blossom properly. All right, last one. You ready? Okay. We widen our stance, splay our toes, pointing like 30 degrees outward. Shoot the laser from our chest forward to ensure that it is shown forward. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep the chest shining forward. There you go. And then you feel it more in your legs and your ankles. We want our lower back to kind of feel not stressed during this process. What number are we at? 17. Okay. And Zahir's counting. 19. Oh, nice. All right. 5 more. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And there's a little surprise at the end. 4 and 5 at the bottom. We're going to stay. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, shake it off. Shake off that lactic acid. Excellent, excellent. All right. Down on the mat. Down on the mat. You're joining? I'm going to try. Ahlan wa sahlan. It's to sit and my legs don't look like that. I have locked knees, so it's hard to do. I see. Yeah, you do. Okay. Well, one thing that you can do. Yeah. I don't see. One thing we can do is to make it easy for long legs. I definitely have long legs, but some people have longer legs. So there was a request in the beginning of class to focus on things related to the ankle. So Zahir has some challenges with it. Is it, you mentioned swelling, but is there tightness?
It's very much just, it like stops me from moving.
Yeah.
It starts to hurt too much to move.
Okay. Okay, cool. So then what we'll do, now that we've warmed up our core, we've warmed up our calf muscles, stretched things out a little bit, let's bring some emphasis to our ankles. So go ahead, and there's 2 things. There's flexing, where you kind of expand your toes and you bring your toes as close as possible to you. And then there's pointing. Flexing, pointing, flexing, and pointing. And then you can make some circles opposite directions. So you'll feel all of the muscles connected to the ankle joints in your feet, in your calves, in your tibialis muscles, the muscles that are on top. And then switch the rotation. And try to make your circles increasingly bigger. You'll feel those edges. Nice. How does that feel? Good? Good. We'll straighten our spine. Take our hands up with a deep inhale. And while aspiring to keep our spine as straight as possible, we are going to take a deep inhale and exhale, forward fold. Try to bring your hands to your toes. If they don't go to the toes, aspire to bring them to your ankles. If they don't make it to the ankles, you can bring them to your shin. But here is where we're going to allow gravity to do some work. We drop the weight of our neck completely. Drop the weight of your neck completely. And you can sway side to side. So it'll work the different parts of our hamstring muscles. These are our hamstring muscles right here. So because muscles are interconnected, tightness in the ankle is going to be because of tightness in the calf, tightness in the hamstring. So we're just tightness in the lower back. And so this is one of the easiest and common stretches And you can get your neck involved by dropping all 8 pounds and just letting go and allowing gravity to open you up. And we'll slowly come back up. Now bring your right foot inside your left inner thigh. And once again, deep inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Now we're going to just emphasize the left and sink deeper into the stretch. Be in your edge. And the edge is where you can only hold it for like 7 seconds and then you have to kind of come back. So meet your edge where it's kind of comfortably edgy, not painful, no sharp pains, but a place where it's like, okay, this is as far as I can go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and slowly come back up. Yeah, cool. We'll do the other side. Deep inhale and exhale, forward fold. There's always one side that is tighter than the other. You'll notice it. You can sway side to side. And remember the belly breathing that we did in the beginning? Inflate the belly, deflate the belly. All right, now we're going to go and meet our edge. Take a deep inhale and go as far as you can without it being really painful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe. 6, 7. Slowly come back up. Okay, we're going to keep our foot, our left foot, and we're going to bring our left foot into the crook of our right arm. Yeah, so this is going to open up our hip muscles, our hip flexor. And if you can't, it's okay. You can have your forearm do it. And then with your left arm, you're going to bring it around your left knee. You're going to try to bring your hands together. Okay, from here, we're going to straighten our spine. And pretend like it's a baby. And we're going to rock it side to side. Good job, guys. You're doing it. Try to get your left arm around your left knee. Yeah. And if you can't bring your hands together, imagine it's just like a really big baby and just make the adjustment like this. But what this does is it allows you to kind of bring it closer, as that brings the stretch, and then this is what opens up the hip flexor muscle that gets really tight from sitting at the computer desk all day. And now what we can do to make this even more fun is we'll take our left hand, bring it behind us. Yeah, okay, no, your right hand in your case. Yep. And we're going to lean our weight onto that pear-shaped muscle, the piriformis muscle, and you can make some circles. No, on the other way. The other way. Go the other way on your left side. You need to hold your hand. There you go. So you'll feel that tight muscle right there. The gravity is going to give it a nice massage. I can imagine all the big adults doing that. It'll be fun. They'll just be like, all right. He's been doing it for so many years, so don't feel bad. Oh yeah. This is where that's the number one reason people quit from gyms. They quit from doing any form of exercise because when they go and they feel it's a term called gym intimidation. They feel like, oh, and the thing is, everybody has their day one. So if this is day one for you, it's about where you are in your health journey, not where some or other people are. Similarly to our spiritual journeys, sometimes we can feel intimidated, like, oh, I'm not as religious, I don't have as much knowledge. But at the end of the day, we're all in our journey towards Allah. The same way with our physical bodies, because Allah, or God has taught us that it is a amana, a trust of taking care of this body. So that's why I thought it's a good idea to bring it to the masjid. So let's do the same thing with our right foot. Bring our right foot into the crook of our left elbow. You're more flexible on one side than the other. That is usually the case. Straighten the spine. For me, my right side is usually more tight because I have a lot more muscle on this side. And this, one of the expressions that I love teaching is, for the joints, motion is lotion. So you're lubricating your joints with these kind of motions, and that helps with the pain that you may be feeling in your joints, is just to kind of move them. And with, especially for men, our hips get really tight, and that's where a lot of chronic pain will begin, in the knees and in the lower back, in the mid back, in the neck. And then when you have that kind of pain, then it leads to headaches, all sorts of things. So motion is lotion. All right, we're gonna get onto tabletop pose, and we're gonna continue emphasis on the ankles. So first, because we are accustomed to doing this during prayer, we're gonna put our toes onto the ground, and then we're going to shift our weight onto our toes and sit up like this. Most of us, because we do this during prayer, it shouldn't be as challenging. But because our toes are like this, we're going to also do it this way. And then what we're going to do after that is we're going to also put the weight on the tops of our feet as well. And to I'm going to demonstrate this first, so because there's risk of injury if we jump into it too quickly, is use your hands as a crutch for your weight. So I'm going to put my toes, invert them. Is this like Yoga 101 entry level? This is how everybody starts? Yeah. From day one? Yeah. Well, I'm doing probably things that are maybe intermediate a little bit because Zahir's younger, so he can jump into things. But I can make things more basic. If it's too advanced, I can tone it down. There's always adjustments for every pose. All right, so we're gonna slowly shift our weight this way. And if it's a little too edgy, there we go. Well, we want to have our hips. Yeah, we want to keep our hips onto our ankles. There we go. Yeah, and so we slowly bring our weight onto it. Are you feeling the stretch there?
No, he's not doing it. I am. You're inside.
Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, he's doing it.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not doing it.
Yeah. Oh, that's enough for me. Now we're going to bring the tops of our feet to the ground. We're going to bring our ankles together and slowly shift our weight. Very slowly shift our weight. And this is really, for a lot of people, the tibialis muscles, the muscles that are in the front, they get really tight. And so sitting down like this, and you can start adding this to your prayers while sitting down or while sitting at the mosque, because we've been doing this our entire life, right? Or something like this. But you just do one simple adjustment, and you realize, wow, these muscles right here, they're not as flexible. So this takes a little bit of time, and I still haven't gotten used to it. So I like to practice doing this every now and then. Yeah, the tibialis muscles. Yep. And because today's focus has been on the ankle so far, Zahir, this is a really good one to do for you. But make sure you warm up your muscles first. Do a little bit of walking, do a little bit of the rotations. Yeah, cool. So we'll do this one again 2 more times. Come to tabletop. Bring out the tops of our feet to the ground. Bring our ankles together. And then slowly shift our weight into a place that's comfortably edgy. I always kind of lift my body up because my body like slowly has to ease into it. And then slowly come up, back up. Nice. How's that feel? Good. How's that feeling, Amrungle? Good. All right. Tops of our feet on the ground, ankles together, and we'll slowly bring it down. So this was one of the ones that was really good for my knee pain. Usually pain in the joint is it's like a signal that something is imbalanced in our bones, in our muscles. All right. We're going to do a little bit have a little fun with plank pose again. So from here we're going to raise our knees and just hang out here for a second. Not Zahir, you want to bring your butt down to shoulder level, and come back down to your knees. So when we come into plank pose, we want to engage our glute muscles, we want to engage our abdominal muscles, our shoulders, but we want to relax our jaw, our face, and we want to breathe deeply, normally. It's an intense pose, but it's one that works out a lot of muscle groups. So this now we're shifting more to strengthening our core muscles. So ready? We're gonna aspire for 10 seconds this time. Ready? And up into plank pose. Amir Uncle, bring the hips down, knees up. There you go. Zahir, hips down, hips down, hips down. There you go. 5, 4, breathe. 3, 2, 1, and knees down. Very good. Just as soon as it got intense, he's got to run. See you. All right, ready? And we're going to get back into plank pose. Hips down. There you go. 10, 9, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring down the knees. Well done. Last one.
Oh man, my arm muscles are for some reason the weakest ones I have.
And back up. Hips down. There you go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Bring your feet back to the tops of your feet back on top of the mat. Widen your knees broader than the mat, or as broad as the mat. There you go. And then send your hips back. Send your hips back, and then extend your hands as far up as they'll go. And we come into a pose called child's pose. Good. Try to bring your hips down to your ankles, down to your heels. Bring your hips down to your heels. There you go. There you go. Yes. Good job. And we'll just hang out here for 30 seconds. Allow for gravity to bring your hips down more and more. Continue to do the belly breathing. And come back up. And from here, stay in this pose and then send your hips forward and come into King Cobra. Yeah. So this will really stretch out those lower back muscles as well as your abdominal muscles. You'll feel the stretch in your stomach. Back to child's pose. Inhale forward. Back to child's pose. And inhale forward. This counters all the sitting that we do. If you notice that the angle of the body is like opposite of how we sit in a chair. Okay. Last one for the day. And we'll wrap it up. We'll come back into our favorite plank pose. And then I'm going to send my right foot to the right of my right hand. Okay. Make your feet face forward. There you go. And now I'm going to touch my right hand to my right shoulder. I'm going to look up, reach up. And I'm going to make 3 big circles with my hand. 1, you can do it while your knee is down. If you need to take a break, you can bring your knee down like this and make 3 big circles. 1, 2, 3. Now look down and do the circles the other way around. 1, 2, 3. And from here, you'll stay here. And then I'm going to bring my elbows down to the ground to stretch out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to push myself up back into plank pose. And I'll rest here, wag my tail a little bit. Did that escalate too quickly? All right. Plank pose. Bring my left foot to the left of my left hand. Very good. If you need to make the adjustment, you can rest your knees like Zahir is doing. And then bring my left hand to my left shoulder. Look up, reach up. And make 3 big circles. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look down and do circles the other way. 1, 2, 3. And to make this stretch a little bit juicier, I'm going to come down onto my elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Push up. Come back into plank pose, tabletop, and finally Child's pose. From here, I'll come back up, come to my side, onto my back, and just come down into a lying down position. And this, as my instructor used to say, is a most important part of the practice, where, like a sponge, we absorb all the benefits of our movement practice, noticing all the differences in our body, the air coming in, the heart beating, the heat generated, the blood flowing. And we take our mind, we take our awareness to the top of our head, and we conduct a scan of our body, beginning with the crown, coming down to our temple, our forehead, our ear, coming down to our eyes, and noticing all of the fireworks and the colors in front of us with our eyes closed. Come down to our nostrils and notice the air that is coming in and out of our nose. Come down to our jaw and our tongue. We take a nice big swallow. And just like that, piece by piece, section by section, we scan our bodies all the way down to our toes. So go ahead and do that on your own, observing as much detail as possible. If you want, you can pause the video and continue. But for us here, we're going to turn to our right side, come into a little fetal position, place our head onto our right palm. And with my left hand, I'm going to push up and end the practice for today. I hope this practice was invigorating for you. We had a lot of fun just chatting it up with each other. So what's great about these practices, you can do it in community. You can feel the medicine of just being in good company while you're pumping some oxygen and getting some lubrication in your joints. I'm feeling good. How are you feeling, Zahir? Did you feel like you're about to fall asleep at the end? That means your body's feeling relaxed. Today we focused on breath work. We generated some heat with some planks and some squats. We did a few poses to help open up the ankle. But by opening up the ankle, we first wanted to stretch out our calf muscles, our quadricep muscles, our hamstring muscles, our lower back. We want to warm up our abdominals, and we even got our shoulders and our spine involved. So the point of it is that even something that is all the way in the bottom of our body, it's connected to muscles, which are connected to other muscles, and so they all impact one another. And sometimes we'll feel a symptom in one part of the body, but it reflects an issue in another part of the body. So I noticed some tightness in one side of my body. Zahir noticed a tight, one side is open, the other side is tight. So these are all done for the purpose of promoting awareness of our body and why certain issues arise. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.